Lads. So for the first time since 2002-3, 2003-4, the Blades in back-to-back FA Cup quarter-finals and a daunting test pre-match away at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea, where of course earlier in the season 4-1 the scoreline, not in the favour of the Blades. It was going to be a tough test for the Blades this today. Absolutely trounced at Leicester 5-0 last week, and really felt like this was our final game of the season, a one for the guys to really get up for. The week, sadly, overshadowed by the death of Steven Jagielka, but Phil, the professional that he is, was good enough to play and was in the starting lineup for the Blades. What we're starting as, 3-5-2, 5-3-2, 4-4-2, 6-1-3, any combination, who knows? The club stated 4-4-2, well, it did materialise that it was a 5-3-2 with Baldock and Stevens as centre-backs. Who'd have thought that, eh? Yeah, it was a good start from the Blades. High tempo, got going. McGoldrick, the first shot of the game, but didn't really test Kepa in goal. And it looked like the Blades were up for it. There was a lot of energy, high pressing, and really going for it. And then the game sort of settled down into its usual pattern, as we thought, with Chelsea, although having possession, not really causing Ramsdale any problems. The Blades had some early corners, but they couldn't capitalise on them. And at 0-0, dare I say, they were looking okay, looking like they were sort of going to hold out for a bit. And I was dreading the 40th to 45th minute where they were letting so many goals. But sadly, midway through the first half, a corner given, which I will say was a goal kick. It wasn't a corner. It wasn't dealt with by the Blades. Chilwell running in, takes a shot. Ollie Norwood doing what Ollie Norwood should, and trying to get a block on it. Unfortunately, it was going wide. It diverted past the despairing Aaron Ramsdale. Nothing neither could do much about that. Just sums up the look of our season as it goes at the moment. So 1-0 down on 23-24 minutes. As the half drew to a close, Chelsea much more in the game, controlling the game. The Blades not really looking lively, despite a lot of effort, and it was pleasing to see them really wearing the shirt with pride. And then the half ended as it began with a David McGoldrick shot on goal, not doing much to test Kepa. So the much changed Blades had 5 changes in the side. It needed some fresh legs, I think, for the second half. 1-0 down at the break, but still in with a shout. Could we? Just could we? Let's find out. Until next time, boys. See you later.
Cheers to Statman Adam for taking us through the first half. No changes in the second. Teams come out unchanged and Chelsea kick off to start. United looked surprisingly better in the second half. Given all that's gone on with this team the last week or two, I think, Heckingbottom, Tyndall, and their group deserves credit for getting this performance out of this group, because this is not a full-strength Sheffield United squad. Looked a bit more on the front foot, I would say. Probably on about 50 or 55 minutes, you could tell that United just said, we're going to go for it here. And Chelsea certainly didn't shrink away. They brought on a lot of top-tier subs. Havertz, Kante made their way onto the pitch. Reece James got on as well. So Chelsea were looking for the second, but they didn't really look too threatening, to be honest with you. Pulisic with a nice bit of skill to get past Enda, Ben Osborne, and John Fleck worked his way through, and Ramsdale made a good stop to get down and prevent a goal. The major flashpoint, obviously, was on about 65 minutes. Lundstrom whips in a really, really nice cross. McGoldrick gets his head to it, diving header towards the opposite corner. Keeper's diving the other way, open net, and I mean, it was never on target. Lined it up all wrong and headed it way wide, and you just felt, especially in an FA Cup tie, that was the chance. That was the one chance. And he didn't take it, and strikers have to take it. I thought McBurney and McGoldrick, they're just not a pair up front for me, especially with the service or lack thereof from our midfield. And we did see McBurney withdrawn to be replaced by Ollie Burke. Ollie Norwood, he of the own goal in the first half, withdrawn to be replaced by Brewster. And Mousse made a late cameo as well, on for Jayden Bogle, and I'm expecting to hear that he's now out for 12 weeks with a sprained little toe or something. We did get one more chance on about 89 or 90 minutes. Well-worked Ball, Brewster leaving it on the left flank. Ball pinballs around the box, comes back to him. He does really well to get to the ball first. Fires his shot wide of the post, doesn't really trouble Kepa in net. Right down the other end come Chelsea, and not that they needed it, but their second goal puts the tie to bed. Ziyech, he comes in, fires it past Ramsdale, and that's it done and dusted. But overall, an encouraging display from United, especially in the second half. They looked up for it. They looked more settled, more composed, and they really had a better idea of what they were doing going forward. And so if we're able to keep the core group of these players together for the run in the championship, then knock on wood, we might have a chance. Special credit to Phil Jagielka, obviously mourning the loss of his older brother Steve. Immense, played a full 90 minutes, and I just think he deserves a special mention. United legend, always there for his team when we need him. Tough week for the Jagielka family. So that's it for the FA Cup, out in the quarterfinals. No trip to Wembley this year, and as my dad texted me in what can either only be a moment of gallows humor or early onset dementia, at least now we can concentrate on the league. Until next time, up the blades.
Hello and welcome, Sheffield United Way family. My name is Jonas. I'm from Australia, Brisbane, Australia, hence this flag. And today I'll be giving you the player ratings for the Chelsea versus Sheffield United game away at Stamford Bridge. Now, to start off, we've got Aaron Ramsdale. I've not been a great Aaron Ramsdale fan this season personally, because I think he's been shaky and inexperienced as well. But I thought today he was okay. Like, there was a couple nice saves. I thought there was 2 Pulisic one-on-ones I think that he saved. He was unlucky with the goals. The first one I thought he might have got down a little bit quicker, and the second one was a good finish by Ziyech. You can't really expect a keeper to save that. So I think a 7 is fair for Aaron Ramsdale today. Next you've got George Baldock. Now, I've been a massive George Baldock supporter over the years. Brilliant right wing back, brilliant right back, but I don't think today was his best game. I'm giving a 5.5 out of 10. There was times where he should release the ball quicker, or play inside, or play back to the keeper where he got in his head and just fumbled the ball. So for me, George Baldock played a 5.5 out of 10 today. He wasn't amazing. Phil Jagielka obviously has had a very tough week. I won't go into that, but I thought it was a solid performance by Jags today. There was times where it's a tough tackle or a tough clearance, and he always takes the initiative to get there first. So I think Jags had a decent game today. Both goals, not really his fault. I guess the Ziyech one, he could have got closer, but it's not really his player to mark. It's the right backs, isn't it? So I gave Jags a 6 for Phil Jagielka. I thought he was pretty good today. Ender Stevens is one of the most disappointing parts of this season. I think has been Ender Stevens' performances. Like, just the inconsistency. Like, he'll play well for 60 minutes. He'll get crosses into the box every now and then, but then he'll just go missing. He'll make poor decisions. Like tonight as well with Norwood. It seems like every single game we play, one player out of our defence or our midfield does a massive error, got own goal, red card, pulling someone down for a penalty or something like that, and then we've got the whole game to try to bring it back. And I just don't think Stevens had the best game today. I'm giving him a 5 out of 10 for Ender Stevens. So Ben Osborne, I thought was our man of the match for today. I thought he was class. He rarely plays for us these days. He played centre mid towards the back end of last season, I think a little bit more. But I thought his touches, his defensively, I thought building out the play, playing it down the wing was all class today. There was a couple of passes that went array, but if Osborne can bring that performance every single game, he's the first name on the team sheet. So he's a 7.8 for today. Ben Osborne. In our starting, I'm going off the starting formation. I know we didn't play that, but Jayden Bogle, I'm a massive Jayden Bogle guy as well. I've been singing his praises. He's the background on my phone. That's how much I love Jayden Bogle. But a 5.9 from him today. I didn't think it was as honoured as he usually is. I love his movement though, from right mid or right wing back into the box. Like, there's lots of times, Didzy as well, when he destroyed Azpilicueta on the side and then played it across. Bogle is always there for the follow up, and I think that part of his game is really class. The way he finds himself into good areas in the attack. Lundstrom, Now, Lundstrom is a very hated player for Sheffield United, and I can see why, because his head's just gone this year compared to last year. He doesn't want to play for the club. He's a dead man walking. To be harsh, he's a dead man walking, but I think till the end of the season, let's just play the kids, give the kids a run, because he obviously doesn't want to play for the club. So he got a 4.8 for today from me. There was passes. He did a good cross into McGoldrick. That was nice from him. Great ball into the box. McGoldrick should have scored, but we'll get there. So Lundstrom, 4.8 for me today. Wasn't on it. Just wasn't on it. Disappointing for me. Ollie Norwood, if he doesn't concede that own goal, I think we're going to win the game. Because I thought for the first half and most of the second half, we were the better team. Our attacks were better. Obviously, we didn't score, but I think our performance today was a lot better than it has been in the last couple weeks, last couple games. But Ollie, you can't be conceding goals like that, especially against teams like this where we need a bit of luck to go our way. You can't be conceding own goals like that. So for me, Ollie Norwood, 4.8 as well as Lundstrom. I thought they were both quite poor today. Like Norwood, there was a couple times where he'd make a nice pass, but then there was also times where he'd kick it straight to their striker, and we're just like, "What are you doing, mate?" So yeah, Ollie Norwood, 4.8 for me. John Fleck, I thought was one of our better midfielders today. He looks like Wayne Rooney. I don't know if they're related, but maybe. Same shooting ability. But no, Fleck was I thought decent today. A couple nice crosses, a couple nice passes, a couple nice recoveries for John Fleck. And I'm a big John Fleck fan. Yeah, massive John Fleck guy. He's short, but he gets the job done. So for me, John Fleck, a 7 today. Which is one of the higher rated players for today, but I thought he was good. Let's go to Ollie McBurney. Now, Ollie McBurney has been just so disappointing this season. Last season, he showed glimpses of how good he can be as well at Swansea as well, but man, today he was not on it. He was a passenger for, I think it was 70 minutes, and then he got subbed off for Rian, I think, and then Norwood got subbed off for Burke. Anyway, McBurney for me a 5. He was not on it today. I didn't really think he had an attacking chance. He had one left-footed shot outside the box that I was happy with him shooting that. He needs to shoot more. He needs to get more shots on target because that he's really lacking with that this season, I think. And then for the starting 11, finally, David McGoldrick. Now, David McGoldrick, Didsy, is such a hard-working player. He puts 150% in for the team every single game. And for hard-workingness, don't think that's a word, every single game he should get a 6 or higher. But for me, he just goes below that for this game because that chance, the header there, I'd put my house, I put my family's house on him scoring that goal. And he didn't. It was a big chance header from about 6 yards out, and he fluffed his lines and hit it past the post, which is very un-Didsley like. It's the McGoldrick from last season, not this season. I don't know how he misses that. He's inside the 6-yard box, gets a good connection, does the proper thing, goes across the keeper, but just past the post, which is very disappointing. But I thought he was still, aside from that, he played a good game. If that chance didn't happen, he'd be getting a 6.5, 7 from me. But because of that, he has to get like I think 5.9. I think it's fair. Just below what I expect him to do, because that chance was such a big chance. If he scores that there, we go to extra time if the Ziyech chance doesn't happen, but who knows. I think that gives us a good boost to go in and win the game. So, disappointing from McGoldrick, but he'll come back next game. Brewster, I'm still waiting on Brewster to do anything at all. Eventually something will happen, but he had a big chance near the end of the game, and that was before the Ziyech chance, so that would have really put the pressure on them to score. And he fluffed it just past the post. Just disappointing from Rian Brewster. Like, I think to look back retrospectively at the start of the year, would I have taken a Chris Wood from Burnley, a less fashionable player, but he gets you 10 goals a season like that. Like, he's a guaranteed 10 goals a season, and for me, I think that might have been a better signing than a Rian Brewster. Let me know what you think. But yeah, Ollie Burke for today was okay, but I wanted him to start. Why is Fleck? I don't know. Burke should have probably started tonight, because when you play McGoldrick and McBurney up top together, you have to be whipping the ball in, because you don't have anything really centrally in terms of making runs and making runs in behind. So McGoldrick does that a little bit, but really you need your Burks, you need Brewster, you need Even Moose to start, because you need some type of threat rather than just whipping it in. So yeah, those are my ratings for today. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it. It is 2:06 in Australia, in Queensland, Brisbane. So yeah, thank you so much. Cheers. Thanks, guys.
Hi Blade, so positives and negatives from today. Tell you what, it does feel nice to come out of a game and say, you know, there's more positives to take from that than negatives, because we were great today and we were unfortunate not to get something. I'll start with the negatives of the game because I don't really want to end on a sour note. I guess the glaring thing from today for all of us was probably that David McGoldrick chance midway through the second half. I have absolutely no clue how he missed it. It was an absolute sitter. And it was almost like he was celebrating it before it came to him. You have to be scoring them. And I feel like if we did score that, we could have won, you know. We were absolutely flying in that second half. I'd love our statman Adam to let us know how many sitters we've missed this season, and especially how many we've missed from inside the 6-yard box, because we have to be up there as one of the most. Have to do that better, guys. I suppose another thing is I would love to be able to come out of a game and be like, you know, it was just quality today, guys. You know, all the goals were fantastic. You know, no complaints from me. Alas, that is not today. Their first goal was just a mess, in all honesty, guys. I don't know what we were trying to do with that corner. Ball came in, and I think 3 players all missed it all at once. I think it was Didsey, McBurney and Lundstrom, if I remember rightly. Like, they all went for it, or all looked like they were going to go for it, and then didn't. And then it dropped to Chilwell in acres of space. No one went to him. Had a shot, probably going wide. Norwood got a touch, and it went beyond Ramsdale. Did Norwood have to slide in? Debatable, but it's not his fault, that goal, guys. Really poor, and it's not to do with confidence or quality there. It's just to do with getting the basics right, and we didn't, unfortunately. And yeah, we just need to be more solid. Positives wise, we looked absolute night and day compared to last week. Night and day. We were fantastic in that second half. We caused them so many problems, created plenty of chances. And it's just a few tweaks that need to make us back to the team that causes people problems every week. You know, we just need that bit of creativity to play between the lines. We just need better service, and we just need people to finish the chances that we create, because that's the bottom line, you know, in it. Once we get our full defence back, depending on who stays, we'll be fine defensively. It's just that part of our game, attacking-wise, we need to look at. And the players need to take that from today. That has to be the big positive, because there's still life there. They can still do stuff. They can still hurt teams. And we just need to take that forward, guys, because we've still got a good set of players. And hopefully we don't lose too many of them, because we looked the real deal today again. And hopefully we can restore that little bit of pride going into the end of the season. Up the Blades, and I'll let Cameron let you know where we go from here.
So, where do we go from here, Sheffield United? Unfortunately, I'm not saying Wembley or a semi-final. We're going into a 2-week break prior to playing Leeds United away at Ellen Road. And I think that 2-week break will be really good for the players. We can reset, regroup, rest and get ready for that game, especially after a pretty good, decent effort against a world-class Chelsea team. Unfortunately, we didn't get the result we wanted, but for the second half, definitely, we probably played the best football I've seen second half of the season. Could be even the best game of the season we've played, really, football-wise, especially in the final third. We created a lot of chances, but just like this season, unfortunately, we've just lacked that finishing clinical edge, really. We had some great chances. The defence, I thought, was outstanding today, and I think we can really take positives from that. I thought if you look at it, if we had Basham, Egan and O'Connell playing, we might have got a result out of that game, to be honest. Unfortunately, it just wasn't the case, but we can really move forward from that. I think as well, the players have adjusted slightly maybe to the new managers and roles. I saw a lot of hugging after the game and a lot more confidence in the week from pictures and videos. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we can move forward and get a few good results before the end of the season. I think inevitably we are going to go down, unfortunately, but it would be nice to pick up a few wins here and there before we do, and build towards a positive start to the Championship season. Where do we go from here? I would say just keep that momentum building, Blades, stick with them as fans, and yeah, during these tough times we've just got to keep going.
Hello.